So welcome back. So I went ahead and upgraded my Bowers & Wilkins speakers for some Sonance speakers, and these are my surrounds, and I wanted to post a quick video showing the install of the speakers. One of the things that I really do like about the Bowers & Wilkins speakers is the ability to install them so easily. You don't have to screw anything in. You have the dog leg connectors that just pull in and will pull that housing close to your wall, and then you can just drop in those speakers, and that's really nice. So I did miss that between the two. I just wasn't happy with the sound performance that I was getting, and so I pulled that out of the wall, and the Sonance speakers came with everything that you needed to cut out your new location. I do recommend using a level or something of that nature, because it would look terrible to have your speakers all weird looking or slanted off walls where you can just tell everything isn't squared up. So it makes a lot of sense to go back and use that. Another thing that you want to look for is the ability to kind of feel around in your wall and make sure that there's not going to be anything that would block the speaker itself, any beams or anything of that nature. So you want to take a look at that as well. Overall, I'm very happy with the aesthetics of this speaker, and the magnetic grill sets on the wall perfectly, and it just came out really nice overall, and the sound quality is fantastic as well, so I was really happy with that. But this gives you an idea of what it looks like and the comparative size between the Bowers & Wilkins and the Sonance speakers. The Bowers & Wilkins were 652's, in case you were wondering. Alright, so before I get to a few of the details and my general thoughts, I want to go through why I decided to go ahead and upgrade my Bowers & Wilkins speakers for a brand that I was less familiar with. So I did a lot of testing, and one of the things for me is I never felt like my the two back channels and the two side channels were giving me the audio output that I was expecting. And now the sensitivity of those is only 86 compared to the sensitivity on these, which is 90. Also, this has a much larger cones, and the tweeter is a different type of tweeter as well. But the bass response overall seemed to be a lot more. The sound, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know the words because I am just a hobbyist. But it just didn't feel like it was as just surrounding. I was getting good sound from my height channels and my front channels, but I was never happy over the past several years with the surrounds. And I demoed different speakers, went to a lot of different stores, and then I went ahead and settled on these. So part of that was just trying to find out the price point, what I was willing to spend, and that kind of led me down this path. Now, another thing is these speakers could be used for your front left, center, and front right speakers. I have read a lot of the Atmos and DTS-X literature that exists, and one of the things that you hear a lot about, not only through different videos, but in the literature itself, you can read about the fact that you really need to have your full array of speakers needs to almost be the same if possible, especially on Atmos sound. The speakers are a lot more forgiving on DTS-X. I don't understand the engineering behind why that difference exists, but they do point that out, that ideally, if you could have all of the same speakers, that'd be great. So I did think by installing these to be the surrounds, I was going to get something else, and I was leaning towards the Bowers & Wilkins speaker. They have a really nice speaker that was more expensive than these, and but I kept listening to it and listening to it and listening to it. By far, the Bowers & Wilkins clarity was in a class of its own. I like that sound, and part of me is like, yeah, did I make the right decision when it comes to that? But the really good thing, though, here is for these surround channels, I'm not expecting to hear a lot of front center channel voices and things of that nature. So I still stand by the fact that these are the right speakers for me. Again, I think sound is totally subjective, and what you decide to go with may be entirely different, or you may not like the sound of these at all. But overall, I did have a chance to do a few tests, and bass feels more balanced throughout the room, and I was very happy with some Atmos tracks. Now, one of the things I did notice, and I did a little bit of research, I follow the Youth Man's videos, and really like him, like his energy, his attitude. And one of the things he talked about was turning off the speaker calibration settings and seeing what the sound difference would be. And I was getting a little bit better bass performance, so I ended up leaving those calibration settings on, but I did go back in and adjust the, I geared it up just a little bit more on my subwoofers. And so now I'm getting that hit you right in the chest thump with some of those action scenes and things in movies. So that was something that you might want to check out as well, is go back and make sure that all of your speaker settings are the same. And now I had adjusted my Bowers speakers several times and was never happy with that. So this was where I ended up from all of that. I'll do a couple close-up shots so you can see what the speaker looks like, and some of the video clips that you saw a few minutes ago. You'll notice that these are massive compared to the Bowers & Wilkins 652's that I replaced. And although the sound on those is good, depending on what you're using them for, I'll have to say that I've been extremely impressed by the Sonance speakers. And I could easily see going with your height channels and your surrounds in this brand. Very, very happy with the performance. In fact, I may look at possibly using them for some outdoors applications as well. But Sonance speakers seem to be very well made. The sound quality it shocked me really. And their price point is not really out of the range for the average hobbyist as well. So that's something that I found interesting. But overall, I'm very happy with the performance. And I think that if you are going to make any kind of changes to your surround speakers, that this would be a great option for you as well. And if you have any questions, comments, just go ahead and put something in the comment section of the video. Until next time, thanks.